good morning, and great morning, guys. Welcome to another fabulous episode of Exit Strategies Radio Show. Hey, I am your host, Corywn J, Melette, broker and owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, if this is your first time listening to this show right here, you, sir or ma'am, are in for a treat because our mission here is very simple. That is to empower our community through financial literacy and real estate education. Guys, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. Those who are passing through, maybe you just caught us on that dial today. I really appreciate it. But most importantly, to those who are our faithful listeners, and hopefully we're going to gain some more for those who may have just hit us on the dial. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We appreciate the feedback. But most importantly, we appreciate your excitement when you catch a concept here on this show that you intend to implement in your life to benefit you, your family, for generations yet to come. Because we always say here, we put a hashtag on that thing that says that we are legacy building. Elder Evans, Pastor Evans, look here, let me get that order right. Thank you guys for tuning in. The Q family, thank you. Look here, from Monkey's Corner all the way to Hollywood, what you know, no good. And most importantly, my hometown people. Let's take this back to the mud. Mullins, South Carolina, Marion, South Carolina. Let's check this thing out. And most importantly, let's do something with it. So today I am super stoked and super excited because, we work to have the best here on this show. People that are here not only to give you some information, but to give you a vehicle in order to administer it. We don't just want the drugs. We want to make sure that we got a needle to inject it and get it to where it needs to go to. That's what we want, right? We want to get well, want to get our financial health and those things better, right? So today, I am super humble to have with us the CEO of Luxury Wealth Group. He is an author and real estate investor, having written the Amazon bestseller, and I love this, Healthy, Rich, and Happy. Got to put all that stuff together, right? So we have today with us, none other than Jacopo Iasiello. And did
Wow.
I get that right?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Love it. Love it. So, Jacopo, how are you doing today?
First of all, super good because your smile bring me a beautiful energy in my heart. Now in this moment, super, super good.
Well, I appreciate that. So I'm gonna let you do the distinct honor of giving our listeners that big picture, high level overview of who you are and what it is that you do.
Yeah, I am an investor and I am author of Healthy, Rich and Happy. But my story starting when I coming from Napoli, Italy, where I am right now, starting my life with a lot of passion, but at the same time, a lot of difficulty. Starting everybody, like you, another human being, almost 7 billion people in this world, with the same emotion. Starting like I have one big dream. The dream is becoming professional soccer. And I have this passion when I am really in early age to learn from people they have success not only in business but to in touch other human life. And
Mhm.
what's happening, I started to play professional soccer, leave my city Napoli to go in other place over here in Italy. I have the first break in my life around 17 years old. After 3 years live out of my family, I have a big injury and I need reinvent completely myself. What this means, I 18 years old, I don't know what I need to do, and I start in business. The business, I open one jewelry shop, make more than 20 shop, starting
Mhm.
the real estate in around 22 years old over here in Italy in the
Mhm.
auction space, make mistake in the business, and like around 28 years old, I understand what's happening in United States. The business over here started to slow down. Means I started to sell some shop. The real estate slowed down at that time, and I find opportunity to invest in Florida. Take one fly, go over there in Miami, do more than 355 flipping, create my portfolio of cash flow, travel now the world, enjoy my family, spend 8 months in Miami, 3 months over here in Italy, and 1 month in Dubai for business. This is like my intention is really through the book to change more people life to create, first of all, a method inside and after go outside with real estate.
So, one of the things that we talk here about on this show oftentimes, but we talk a lot about mindset, about essentially you got to train yourself, condition yourself mentally in order to have the level of success that you desire. It doesn't just happen arbitrarily. There is an investment of time, resources, as well as an effort mentally in order to achieve that. So, how does your book align with that? Because I'm loving the title, right? I'm loving the title. But how does your book help people to align themselves with the proper mindset for success?
Yeah, first of all, I want to share with you something. I go through big break point in my life, more than one, in life like in business. And this breakdown, really, I need to feel something, to find something to help me. And one my friend told me about this important method called meditation transcendental around 28 years old, and this one changed completely my scenario of my life. Completely another world I see. And the book is the experience is inside with this method M.P.B.E, meditation, pray, biohacking exercise, is the 4 point, the fourth pillar, give me the energy every day to continue to go after my dream and to build really in the morning. This method is so important because I think so. This is working for me, not for everybody, because we are similar human being, but completely different. For me, wake up really in the morning, early in the morning, and do the meditation, the pre-activation and the biohacking, use different device and exercise, give me this energy. And after, through the vehicle of real estate, I bring wealth in my life. And first two pillar is really important, is healthy and be happy. And this healthy and happiness is become coming from this method M.P.B. The richness will come after automatically if you do action.
Okay, okay, okay. So one of the first things, and for our listeners, is getting the mindset so that you can envision, and then everything comes after that. I'm loving that. You built a real estate empire. I love so real estate and empire, I think just go together, right? I think they just flow, right? Because to an extent, we all should be doing that. So you built a real estate empire basically from scratch with the makings of this. Am I correct that you first had to get your mindset right? You spend your time in the mornings meditating, essentially gearing yourself up to go and do the next steps. And then subsequently, you've established yourself and now that you have an empire. But how did this come about? How did you do that?
Yeah, like how is the process is really of the method is really like simple. First of all, for me, for example, what I do, I wake up, first of all, share with you something so important. This method is working for me, but because we are similar human being but different phototype of human being, it's possible don't work perfectly for everybody. What this
Mm,
means, probably somebody wanna wake up late, other people they wanna do exercise, not the time I will do, but we work 1000% the strategy to use sequentially this kind activity because it's proved through university to big
mm,
university how it's working. And for me, my day is working like a 4:30 in the morning where I starting to meditate and bring my mantra in my mind where I go deeply down. After do the pre-activation means is not only ask to the divine, to God, whatever you wanna call what you want, but it's something
mhm,
different. First of all, I give my prayer to who I love or something in the world. And
mhm,
after concrete, I ask to the divine, the God, whatever you want to call, something concrete in my life. I visualize my day step by step, what I do. And I use different device to go in my subconscious and
mhm,
help me in be more specific in my goal with this kind of device. And finally, I do exercise. How long is the process? The process for me is like 1 hour and 50 minutes. But when I do every day, like it's part of me, this one give me the clarity to, after starting to work in real estate, what I do every day, I working in auction because I'm specializing in auction, and plus I working with a lot of JP in the multifamily space. And
Mhm.
this one give me the possibility really to have more clarity in my mind.
So nearly 2 hour process daily of
One,
essentially
yeah, 1 hour and 50 minutes,
okay.
15. Yeah.
15. Okay. So over an hour every day of that preparation. What I heard in there is some time in prayer and then some belief because we don't pray. We got to be concrete in what we pray for. One. Number two, we got to believe. So that means we got to visualize it. Then we get to the manifestation. I'm loving this. Hold on. I'm getting giddy over here. I don't want to start bouncing around too much. I'm a big guy. I don't want people to think the screen's shaking or something. But where I'm going with that though, is literally that okay, look, I'm going to spend some time in prayer, and then everything else is going to essentially support what it is that I pray. I'm going to believe it, I'm going to internalize, I'm going to visualize it, and then in turn, I'm going to exercise on it, and then I'm going to go at it. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. So, this is, as you just talked about, the M.P.B.E. So, mindset, property, business, and expansion method that you have been employing again these years. So, how can it help people? For our listeners, guys, I need y'all to pay attention to this. How can this help people to accomplish and build long term wealth?
I explain how. You have two way to build wealth. And I am so honored to tell you something. My book, I have three people that endorse this book. Okay. One is one my friend is a billionaire famous over here in Europe, where he created the most important university. And other two people, they are in real estate. Why I tell this? Because everybody told me that this kind of the method really help them in see the world in completely different. But what's happening is this one. You have two methods to build wealth. The first method is you go out after what you want without internally understand, okay, we are people feel emotion, okay. Now what's happening when you go out, you wake up and you started to working on your goal dream without have some kind of possibility to working with the emotion happening every day in our life. It's possible happening in our life, okay, some problem during our day coming, and we will feel discouraged, we will feel no good, we will feel no enough, we will feel the problem to go after our dream. Now this is the first option. A lot of people they working really crazy. I am the first before until 28 years old. I create my chain of jewelry with the method to go after. I becoming a multimillionaire with the anger, the passion to go after, but I feel completely empty inside. The second option now I suggest to everybody is to, first of all, go inside you, prepare yourself every day, and after, with really clear strategy, go and choose and try to grab your dream. But first, create something, create the mindset, create the adrenaline, create the oxygen in your body to go after this one. And this method, meditation, morning, pray, biohacking, and exercise, give all this to push you and driving you in the direction of what you want.
Makes perfect sense. So let me ask you this one, and I guess maybe I'll refer to it or frame it as where have you seen what does people struggle with the implementation of this? And what I mean by that, Jacopo, is people struggle with this kind of stuff. Like, hey, I want success, right? So that means I got to do something different because if I want success, that means I don't feel I have it already, which means I have to do something different. But people struggle with the implementation. So where have you, if you've been able to identify where people's general struggle with, because it's not necessarily the change. Again, someone who really wants success knows that they have to change something in order to achieve it. So what is it about this type of strategy challenges people where they are more hesitant, resistant, or otherwise do not adopt?
Yes. The first of all, I want to tell you, the majority of people, which kind of problem they have, the impulse syndrome, where they don't feel enough. They starting something, the result is not coming, and they feel stuck or they feel discouraged. Now, why is so important this method before to go after to the word? Is because through meditation, through prayer, through exercise, you clarify with a really clear idea where you need to go in your day. And I explain better. Meditation transcendental, in particular, what I practice, is the way to go in your mind and shut down technically your monkey mind. Means repeat one mantra where you go and you repeat this mantra and other kind of information arrive in your mind where you don't feel it, you don't need to think about nothing, only at this mantra. Now, why I think so is so important the creation of some method in the life of people. Because if you don't have something where if you feel, for example, down or somebody tell you something during your day where you are completely shocked and you don't have some anchorage, something, but you working only with emotion, your emotion where you try to go and moving, push yourself but without one method is really complicated because life is a lot of complicated relationship, a complicated thing they possible bring you down. With this method, what's happening, you have somebody tell you something, you possible go meditate, do, I do 2 times a day and do meditation and pray wherever you are and bring you back your energy. And this is the big difference from people they have success in the 12 part of our life because people
Mhm,
think about success only in one category. Somebody think about finance, somebody think about love, somebody think about fitness. The reality will be complete in your life when all the 12 categories of our life will be in the good height balance.
mhm,
And this method is the part because I am investor pragmatic sensible investor
uh-huh,
means after you create your energy, your bill, you need to do action. You need the moving forward. You don't need the think. You need to realize every day with a simple step every day. One day, if you have cleared your goal, you will necessarily arrive at what you want. But you need to have faith and working on yourself because life you will arrive from different sides, different kind of work, different
mhm.
kind of non-result, and you don't have any kind of method, strategy to bring you back your energy, unfortunately, you will live no happy, healthy, rich life.
So let me ask you this question. Some of our listeners are, some of them are more advanced. Some people are just starting out. As we always focus on this show about legacy and building, obviously creating, building generational wealth. What advice would you give someone, whether it be an individual who's considering for their family or for a family that may, let's say, decide to explore real estate and investing? What advice would you give them on how to create generational wealth?
Yes, and I will explain with all my heart. United States is the best country in the world. You guys need to be proud of your country, and you guys you need to understand you are in the best country in the world. If you
I
don't
agree.
rent, agree?
Yeah.
I possible tell you because I am Italian 100%, and I know how is the other country in the world is other rules, other less opportunity. United States is the best country in the world. What this means is this one. How you create wealth? You need to starting first of all from something. Okay. My story, I starting from business, and I realized this chain of jewelry over here in Italy where I make multimillionaire this company. Now, if I go back 18 years old, I will starting from real estate in United
Mhm,
States.
mhm,
What it means, but in the United, it means like something really possible. Real estate is this one. If you have money or if you don't have money, in real estate, you possible starting. Why? Supposedly you see this show and you are somebody don't have money, okay, but
mhm.
you have time, more
Yeah.
important,
Mhm,
and you create your knowledge in real estate.
mhm,
Now you have these two legacy, two pillar over here,
mhm,
time and knowledge. You possible go after, find opportunity, deal, starting with maybe single family, but I will suggest to go immediately in the space of multifamily
mhm,
and started to find some opportunity. A lot of people they don't know, but the United States exists somebody lend money called hard money lender. What
mm,
this means, if you find a deal and if you don't have any kind of money, you will find 100% the money for necessarily for your deal in
mm,
real estate. Now, what this means this one? What stop you is only your mindset because you have time. If you don't work or you don't do other kind of business, you have the
mhm,
time and
mhm,
knowledge. You have now the opportunity to go in internet, find knowledge everywhere. Read my book, for example, is a lot of
mhm,
deeply and information. And after find deal with the strategy I explain in the book, really step by step, not something creative, but something really step by step. And after the money, you have our money lender or you have investor like me. Okay, if you bring me in a deal, I will love to with when you explain how much is the return of the investment, how much is the investment inside, which kind of work you need to do, the RD. I will love to do business. What it means starting from something and starting from real estate because real estate is the opportunity to leverage
mhm.
other people money plus find really to if you don't have experience immediately money. Why? Because if you find a deal in United States, wherever you are in United States, you will find the money.
I love that, and that is so true. We talk about that very often. Well, matter of fact, let me phrase that. I talk about that very often because oftentimes people put up a barrier when there's plenty of leverage to get over it. Like, why are you building a wall when it doesn't even have to be a stumbling block? It don't have to be anything. So, Jacopo, first of all, matter of fact, before we quickly get into the end of today's show, so how can people get in contact with you? Where can people reach you at?
Yeah, they possible find me. First of all, I need your help, guys, to buy the book because I help one association in Miami called Hermano della Calle. You know what it means? All the donation will go to this association where
Mm,
people from the street they will have one house and more dignity in their life, and
mhm,
all the money will give to them. And they possible buy the book in Amazon with healthyrichandhappy.com or through my website www.healthyrichandhappy.com and through Instagram in Jacopo Iasiello Investor Broker, where I share some information, something about the method and my life. This is the place where they possible find me. And something I want to share with you. Inside the book, I return to the wealth. I really share something important. Three step is to create wealth. Okay. First
mhm,
of all, you need to create money. Second of all, you need to create cash flow. Third, you need to find opportunity in place, in area to appreciate 10, 20x your money. And I will explain a little bit more. First of all, in real estate, you have the possibility to create money with, we spoke before, with flipping, buy, fix, and resell with
Mhm.
other people money. When you create something from you, it means like the capital gain, you invest the capital gain in the cash flow. How you invest the capital and gain in cash flow? You possibly invest directly in some deal multifamily for yourself, or you possible becoming general partner or limited partner in some deal from somebody else. Remember, a lot of people they becoming multimillionaire with 2 or 3 deal in big space or multifamily.
Mhm.
This is reality. It's not
Mm.
something like this. And the third one I explained to inside the book is the part about find land, and
Mhm.
nobody was told about this, speak about this. Savvy investor they keep for themselves. Find land in area where from public record, because in the majority of the state in United States you have the possibility to go and understand which kind of permit they build in the area, and
Mhm.
find one area where when you do the flipping, create the cash flow, and you have money over here in the third part, you invest this land because in the area will be something in the next 5 years, some expansion of the area. It's happening in general when you do something like this and you individuate, you are in the area, what's happening in this area where now is maybe a D area, but soon will be C, B, your money immediately, the value of the land go up 10 times. And the majority of the time, the city, when they have big permit in the area, what they do, they change the zoning. When the change the zoning of the land happening, you
Mhm.
possible really do 20x in your money. This is not something crazy. This is the something happening every day with savvy investor. They find the area, study, buy the land when they have normally when you create money in your pocket, and this is
Mhm.
something really important.
That I love because again, it goes back to some of what we were talking about earlier about vision, time, all that stuff in together. Jacopo, so we have quickly gotten to the end of today's show. For first of all, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of Exit Strategies Radio Show family and being on with us today.
You're
I
super.
love how you're plugging in. So I want to one encourage you to keep doing it. But for our listeners, I want to encourage them to plug in with you and read the book. Let's get it. So if you don't mind, Jacopo, anything else that you want to leave for our listeners today before we wrap up?
Yes, I will leave your listening with something like this. Everybody we have struggling in our life. Everybody we go down, and we decide if we wanna go up. But you have two things really important. In United States, you possible create from zero wherever you want, because
Mhm.
the state give you this power, and the real estate is the best business to go in if you decide to becoming really a multimillionaire, because you think about is something crazy, but if you structure correctly, if you have the something where you if something happening in your day you will have the power. I know 1000% because happening in my life you possible do, and you need to do only one step at the time, and you will find the way to becoming wealth. And wealth means something different for everybody. For me, wealth is
Mhm.
means freedom, and go after where I want, when I want, and spend the time with my family. For other people means something else.
Makes perfect sense. So, again, I want to thank you, Jacopo, for being on with us today. This has been a great show. It's been eye opening, but it's also been confirmation for that mindset, that mentality that we talk about and we encourage our listeners about how not only to start their day, but most importantly, how to live their life with a mindset not only of gratitude, but of hope. Those things are extremely important. So, again, I want to thank you for being on with us. For our listeners, guys, look, you got some great information. That's what we employ. That's what we're here to do. That's what we bring to you each and every week. So I want to, first of all, most importantly, tell you, let's get it. Let's get connected. Let's get plugged in, and let's not let this quote unquote fall by the wayside. The second thing I want to do is what I always do, which is say to you how I feel. Put all those things together, because for me, it is always real, which is to tell you that I love you. I love you. And we're going to see you guys out there in those streets.